You know, whenever a team pairs three great offensive players together, fans want immediate results and are often not willing to wait for them, much like they have not been with this current Lakers team. I mean, throughout the past 2 decades now, the big threes have not really worked out that well, and even if they have, it's taken quite a bit of time for them to get there. I mean, look to a current team like the Phoenix Suns, for example. Their big three has not worked and likely will go down as a major failure, with the combination of Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal together. Or then for a team like the Lakers themselves, trying to pair the combination of Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, but also failing as well. Or then for a combination that worked but took quite a bit of time to get there, that being the original big three down in Miami of LeBron James himself with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. That even took them about 15 to 20 games to build chemistry, and then well over a year to build championship level chemistry. So yeah, when you're talking about a big three or simply three good to great offensive players in general, it does take some time for them to figure it out no matter how good they are individually. And well, that's definitely been the case for Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves. But slowly but surely, they have been figuring it out, and lately it's actually looked pretty good for their team. So we're going to talk about what they have done to get to this point, the offensive sets they have run, what they have done individually, and how they have been finding a way to put it all together. And well, beginning with their game last night, it did take some time for them to figure it out, but after they did and when they eventually did, it did look damn good between them, and even with all three of them together on the court too. With the numbers here, they did account for 92 points, and that was a new high between them, having 92 of the team's 124 points, and that's very impressive. Luka Doncic accounting for 35 of them, albeit some coming late and kind of when the game was already out of reach, but eventually having a good game for himself. 35 points on 10 of 21 for the field, 4 of 10 from beyond the arc, combining with Austin Reeves, who had a great game for them. Definitely the best game and most efficient game between them, kind of even carrying them throughout the game. Having 30 points on 8 of 13 from the field, 6 of 9 from beyond the arc, and all around a great game for himself. Then for LeBron accounting for 27 points, on a fairly efficient 9 of 17 from the field, 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. Much like Luka, taking some time to get there but eventually doing it, and largely from the different offense they ran throughout the game and from the offensive sets they ran for him too. But before we get into that and into the actual game film, a little bit more about the numbers here, and with those three on the court together, up until this point, playing 17 games together, roughly 340 minutes, and in that time frame, having a negative 2.5 net rating, a defensive rating of 118.8, and an offensive rating of 116.2, being around average to below average in every category, but like I mentioned, slowly but surely showing improvement. In their past 5 games now, actually have been a whole lot better on the court, and whether you're talking about offense or defense, definitely showing improvement. In that 5-game time frame, playing a total of 122 minutes, and that's actually quite a bit, 122 of those 342 total minutes together, so that's actually a pretty big sample here to look at. And in that time frame, having a positive 4.1 net rating, a plus 6 improvement there, a defensive rating of 115.4, a 4-point improvement there, and an offensive rating of 119.5, a 3-point improvement there. So with that in mind here, what have they done different, and is it simply chemistry on the court together? Is it a 5-game time frame that they've been shooting better? Or is it actually different stuff on the court? Well, it's definitely a combination of all three, but we can point to it in the game film, and let's dive into that now. Definitely not claiming to be an expert at this stuff or being perfect at breaking down game film, but 2 of the sets I've noticed more from them lately, and with those 3 on the court together, one of which being from a Horns offense, with Luka being the primary initiator, then with Austin and Luka being at the free throw line, the other 2 players being on the corner, then the other one being more of a ram action, some ram and veer offense, those kind of being the most lately, and having some good success with them on the court. For example, last night in the first quarter, here we have Austin running a ram screen for LeBron, him getting the ball from Luka at the free throw line, then Austin kind of veering to the 3-point line. Rather than LeBron taking the shot or trying to dive to the rim, he waits for Austin to make that action, then finds him for an open corner 3. This being a creative set between them, involving all three of them touching the ball in the play, but not simply from an isolation or basic pick and roll. And then the very next time down the court, this one albeit coming without Austin being directly involved in the play, but it is a horn set here. Luka being the primary ball handler, Jackson and LeBron being at the corner of the free throw line, both coming up to set a screen. Luka can decide to go either way with it, attacking the drop coverage with Jackson's man, attacking Yves Missi here, making him play up, eventually drawing him in too close and setting up Jackson for a perfect alley-oop. And then a little bit later during the third quarter, once again running a horn set, and this time between all three of LeBron, Luka, and Austin. Austin brought the ball up here, gave it to Luka on the wing, rather than Luka and LeBron setting a screen for him. And then after that point, LeBron came over to set a screen on Austin's guy, and kind of took his own guy with him, not wanting to decommit from LeBron and potentially give him a wide open lane to the rim. This set up Austin for an open 3-point shot, and once again a good creative motion between them, incorporating all three of them. Two of them touched the ball here, and Austin ultimately being the one to score it. And then for one more creative set between them, this one being another ram action. Much like the last one, Austin coming down to set a ram screen for LeBron, but rather than LeBron cutting to the wing to get the ball from Luka, he kind of cuts behind it, or kind of simply moves behind it, knows the defender probably remembers that play and is kind of cheating to get there, and simply cuts to the rim and gets the pass directly from Luka for a wide open shot at the rim. Again, incorporating all three of them in the play, with two guys in the corner to space the floor for them, and simply it working from the set that they ran before, and the defense trying to copy it and cheat on it from before too. I mean, you can literally see LeBron's defender here, this being Keon Brooks, trying to cut off LeBron's pathway to a potential pass from Luka Doncic, and trying to get in the middle of that, or cut off Austin Reeves to get to the corner, much like their last ram action, and probably remembering that play and trying to prevent it from happening. But he ended up fooling himself, LeBron and Luka having a great two-man connection, them probably having practiced it before, and well, at least in my opinion, because it looked so smooth and worked to absolute perfection out there too. And in my opinion, this kind of action and these kind of sets are much preferred to simply freelancing. Not to say that won't happen or shouldn't happen within their offense. If there's a mismatch or simply one of them is getting hot, then yeah, go ahead and ISO, take your man off the dribble or get in the post and try to make that happen. But I'd like the incorporation of more three-man game between them in the ram action, in the horn set. You know, maybe they don't directly touch or score the ball in the play, but they're all three directly involved in the play. And with all three of them together, that involves a ton of attention from the defense. You never know which of them might get the ball or try to score the ball, and it's simply a lot of options that's incredibly difficult to defend out there too. Again, not to say they shouldn't ISO ever or try to post up, attack different mismatches and whatever it might be. That should be an option, but I like more of this and I think it's worked pretty well between them, with both the game film and the numbers backing it up too. As like I mentioned before, the numbers have been a whole lot better between them in their past 5 games, and the game film has supported that too. The actions definitely becoming more frequent between them, the different ram actions, the horn sets, and the combinations of all three of them together in the same play directly. And well, JJ Redick was asked about that and did talk about that after their game last night, albeit being a bit hesitant to talk about their 3-man game, but here's what he had to say about it.
JJ, I think it was before the game yesterday, we asked you kind of about the 3-man data for LeBron, Austin, and...
Oh, I got all of it today. Max has been working on it for 2 weeks. Some really enlightening stuff.
What were you enlightened by? Anything you'd like to share?
No, but I will be sharing it with certain people.
The first quarter, obviously, tonight with Luka struggling, like the numbers were what they were. The third quarter, again, kind of a slow start. But in the fourth quarter, it really seemed like those three really connected on a bunch of different stuff. And the numbers actually recently have been trending this week pretty positive for those two group.
I'll share it with you. You know, when they're on the court together, we're the equivalent of the number 7 offense in the league. So yeah, the offense has not been the problem. The Ram 3, you know, we got LeBron, a deep paint catch. He ends up scoring at the rim. We go back to it the next play. They try to overplay it. He gets the back cut for the layup. We go back to it the next play. First option's not there. Second option's not there. We get to the third option. Jackson gets a dunk. Like, that's how you have to walk a game down. You know, up 9, 5, 6 minutes to go. Just methodical, exhausting everything. Everything is live.
And those guys have only, I think, played 17 games now together. It's not a lot of basketball. When you saw the data, how much room is there, do you think, for that group to grow between now and whenever the season ends?
There's a lot of room to grow. There's a lot of room to grow. Particularly just with, I think, understanding what works for us. That's the biggest thing, what works for us.
Again, like I said, slowly but surely it is coming together for the three-man game. It's taken some time, but definitely in their past few games now, even their past 5 games, showing a ton of offensive improvement, finding different ways to incorporate all 3 of them and much more efficient, better ways to do it, even with all 3 of them directly on the court, and it's led to a much more efficient offense and better individual games to them too. But with all of that being said, what do you guys think? What have been your takeaways from the Lakers offense, and specifically about the three-man game between Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic, especially in their past few games now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.